Hey guys, Sean here. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, please take the time to subscribe. I do post weekly, and if you are a returning subscriber, thank you so much for coming back. And as you see in the title, today we are here to do my April favorites. I know it is a little bit later in the month of May, but deal with me. This is the fourth time that I've tried to film this video. First time I hated it, second time I hated it, second time camera died. Third time I started and was like, I don't want to film this video, and here we are, fourth time's a charm. But I wanted to get back in the groove of filming favorites videos. It's nice because it is consistent content, and of course my favorite things change month to month, so that's always great. But yeah, if you want to know what I really enjoyed in the month of April, just stick around. So I'll go ahead and do makeup because that's usually why people click these videos. And my hands down favorite product of April was this liquid lipstick. I am wearing it now. It is the perfect purple gray, just like, it's not a nude, but this is what I would consider a nude for me, even though I know it's not. Don't come for me. But it just goes with everything. Like, every eye look I've done, I think it pairs well with it. It's really easy to just throw on, and it's such a perfect color just because I do like purples and grays and browns on me. Like, those are the colors I go towards. But it is sold by Colored Raine. It is a black owned company, which is great. Their liquid lipsticks retail for upward about $17, but I feel like every other month they have a 20% off sale, plus they have a lot of affiliate codes out there. I'll leave one down below just in case you want to check them out. But I bought this and a couple others, and I haven't even worn any of the other ones because I've been so obsessed with this. And I remember seeing this worn by Mercedes when it first came out, and this is like, I feel like forever ago. And I love the color on her, but I just couldn't fathom spending $17 on a liquid lipstick. They went on sale for Easter, and I definitely hopped on the deal. And I got it for like $13 or something with an affiliate code. So that was great, and it's just good. It's a good formula too. So yeah, I would definitely say if you want to support a black-owned company, if you want a bomb-ass liquid lipstick, I would check out Colored Raine for sure. The second thing I've been loving in April is the Burt's Bees Herbal Blemish Stick, and as you can see, I'm about out of it. This is just something you put on your acne 3 times a day to make it go away, and it's mainly tea tree oil. You put it on the acne to dry it out, and it's supposed to slowly help discoloration, dry out the acne before it gets too bad, and I honestly think it works. I put it on my acne all of the time, and I have seen definitely like an improvement in how fast something goes away. But since my hormones are all over the place, my acne comes back very frequently, but I definitely think it has been helping just the going away process. I believe it's Mario Badescu has a rose spray or a drying lotion or something like that, but I know the price is up there. But I definitely want to try that next because I heard it really works. But for now, this little $6 tube has been doing me justice. The next category is music, and I would definitely say the most played thing in April was Brent Faiyaz's AM Paradox EP. I don't even know what the dude looks like, but his voice is amazing. The EP isn't long, and it's like smooth R&B hip-hop type music, and I was playing it every day on the way to class and every day on the way home to class for probably like 2 weeks straight in April. Somebody got me hip to it on Twitter, and it's just such a beautiful, beautiful EP, and I would definitely recommend for you to check it out. It's on Apple Music, so if you have that, that's a bonus. And the other thing I listened to a lot in April, I would say, is Chanel by Frank Ocean. Definitely. Free Smoke by Drake, 4422 by Drake featuring Sampha, even though Drake isn't on the track. Wait a Minute by Willow is my shit. I've been blasting that, I feel like, for 3 months now, and yeah, those are the songs I can definitely name off the top of my head that I listened to all April, and yeah, go check them out, I guess, if you want to know my music taste or what I was listening to in April. And yeah, definitely Brent Faiyaz's AM Paradox though. That EP is beautiful. and I feel like it's something I won't stop listening to for a while now. Like, it's a classic, you know? And also, I got hip to Mac Miller's Divine Feminine very late after it came out, but that's also a great album, so I would definitely say that was a favorite of April's as well. So the next topic is definitely television, and I would say thing that I got hip to in April that my boyfriend just reminded me of as I'm filming this is Rick and Morty. The show is just fucking hilarious. I had never seen an episode of it. Like, I had heard about it and I had no idea who the main characters were. I mean, the main characters are Rick and Morty, but I had no idea about the plot or anything, and it was randomly on Adult Swim, and I just got sucked in, and we got Hulu just so I could finish the first 2 seasons of Rick and Morty, and it's just fucking hilarious. It's set up like how like Family Guy and Bob's Burgers and American Dad is. Like, there's a family, and it's basically freaking Rick, who is a crazy ass scientific genius grandpa who is just fucking delirious, and his grandson Morty, and they go on all these crazy ass adventures. And if you have Hulu, I would definitely say my favorite episodes are Total Recall, and you get introduced to Mr. Poopy Buttface in that episode, and fuck, I don't know the names of them, but they're hilarious. Like, literally every episode is just fucking hilarious. I would honestly go back and rewatch both of the seasons over and over again just because it's so fucking funny. And yeah, that show's amazing. I would get a fucking Rick and Morty tattoo in a heartbeat just because the show is that funny. That show is great. It's animated. It's great. I would definitely say check that out if you have Hulu or on demand or whatever, some type of streaming service. You can watch it. The second show that I watched, and I feel like I cried every single episode, is This Is Us. I found it and watched it on Hulu, and it's basically the story of Jack and Kate Pearson, and they have triplets, and one of them ends up dying. And it's not really a spoiler. I mean, you see this shit in the first episode, but one of them dies, and there is a little baby boy, a little black baby boy. It's a white couple, white kids. And a little black baby boy was left at a fire station, and they decide, we have 3 of everything. You know, we have everything we need for a 3rd kid. We're completely prepared for it. So they go ahead and adopt that little boy the same day. And the story switches back and forth from past to present throughout the whole thing. And it basically shows them raising their kids, and it's such a beautiful show. The storyline's great, the writing is great, the acting is great, and it's such a great show. Like, literally, I probably cried in most of the episodes. There's just a lot of touching moments, and if you don't like emotional shit or if you don't want to cry, don't watch that show at all. Go watch Rick and Morty. But if you're like me and sometimes it feels good to cry and let all that shit out and just watch something that's deeper than, you know, than the surface, something that's gonna make you sit and reflect about it, I would definitely say watch This Is Us. And my last and third favorite for TV shows in April is Stranded with $1 Million, which is like a reality show. It is a group of people of probably 20 to 30-year-olds, and they're stranded on an island, and there's no camera crew. Basically, they're recorded by drones and cameras that are on the trees, and they have to live on this island for like 40 days, and they have different, like, they're at one campsite, and in order to get to they have to get to the second campsite at a specific amount of time, all of them with all of their gear. And then they get $100,000, and then every time they move campsites, they're allowed to buy different things. So like a tent is $30,000. So you gotta think that's the most expensive tent you'll ever buy. A pizza is $5,000. A jar of peanut butter is $3,000. So it's like, how much are you willing to spend to be in comfort? And it's such a good show. I would definitely say if you have on demand or a video streaming service that has Stranded with $1 Million on it, I would definitely say watch it. It's crazy, and I also kind of think it's like a social experiment because you really see how people act when they're faced with this much money, and then once somebody goes home, they basically take that money and now it's split up against less people. So there's people shitting in people's water supply trying to get home, trying to make them go home. There's people stealing things trying to make people go home, and it's honestly so surprising that a fight didn't break out, not once. And it's a good show. It's a good, like, reality TV watch. So Rick and Morty's animated and fucking hilarious. This Is Us is deep and emotional, and then Stranded with $1 Million is reality TV. And the last topic is just, I guess, miscellaneous, is really ancestry.com. I've spent so many nights up very late on Ancestry filling out my family tree, and honestly, I think it's worth the money. It's like $20 a month for a subscription, but I had a really great deal, so I got, I think it was either $50 or $60 for 6 months, and I was like, yes, I'm definitely getting that because it was such a good deal. So I get access to records that are in the United States. It's more if you want access to international records, but it's so fun. Like, I don't know if my idea of fun isn't your idea of fun, but to me it's really fun just to see basically who is in my past. Like, I found out that my 4th great aunt on my father's side had 16 kids, and one of them died when she was 21, and on her death certificate it said she died from Bell's mania acute delirium, and from what I understand that is schizophrenia or bipolar disorder based on which psychological journals you're looking at. So I can assume that, you know, she was probably heavily sedated in a psychiatric ward in the 1900s, which is crazy to think about. And I've also learned that on my mother's father's side, it's way far, but he served in the Civil War for the North, because there's a group called the Sons of the American Revolution, and you can apply for it if you have an ancestor that participated in the Civil War. And there's an application from one of my first cousins 4 times removed basically applying for it, and has his whole lineage, which is my lineage. So there was another man, I think it was his grandfather, that came over on the Mayflower, and there's record of that. So I think it's just really cool just to find out where the people in your family are from, and then basically what you're made up of. Along with Ancestry, they do have ancestry.dna now, which is a DNA test, and I've done one, my boyfriend's done one, my sister's done one, and now my father's doing one. And it ranges anywhere from $80 to $100 really. It's $80 on sale sometimes, but it's typically $100. Shipping and handling is like $9.95. If you have ebates, ebates is usually 7.5% cash back, so you can save money that way. I also have a referral code that is 10% off, which will be down below. So you find out so much through just the DNA test alone. You find out your ethnicity, what you're made up of. So I found out like what percentage European and what percentage African I am. And if anybody else in your family has done the DNA test, whether that's your parent or your 8th cousin, it links you to them in the system. So I think it's really cool. And yeah, just wanted to give a shout out to Ancestry because it honestly consumes most of my time these days. So yeah, that's all I have for you guys. I think once I get a job and have a steady flow of income, there will probably be a lot more things in this, a lot more makeup for sure. But yeah, that's all I have for you guys today. Let me know if you end up trying anything. Let me know if you end up buying a colored rain lipstick, because these shits are the shit, and honestly, they're so good. They just had another sale, and I was so close to buying some more, and I was like, let me step off, and they're so good. They just released I believe they just released highlighters and blushes, or no, Juvia's Place released blushes, but Juvia's Place is also black owned and also a very, very good company. But they're so good. Let me know if you watch any of the TV shows I mentioned. Let me know what you liked in April. You know, if you have a TV show that you really liked in April, let me know. I also watched Girl Boss, which was amazing. It's a really nice, quick series you can watch. And I watched 13 Reasons Why, which was 13 Reasons Why, very emotional, very sad. A lot of people think it's glamorizing suicide. I think the opposite. I don't really think there's any right or wrong way you can talk about suicide, and I think a lot of people think it's only glamorizing suicide just because it's talking about it. So there's that. Let me know your thoughts on 13 Reasons Why. But yeah, I'm starting to ramble. But that's what I loved and liked in the month of April. Let me know what you loved or liked in the month of April, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye, guys.